distributed, but, so this is the amendment we're on. Okay, all right. We're on this amendment that just got passed out, so there's no reason to withdraw. Right, yeah, okay. All right. Clerk will report the amendment.
An amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute to the committee print by the Committee on Homeland Security offered by Mr. Thanedar, number 031.
Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent that the amendment be considered as read.
Without objection, the reading is dispensed with. The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes on his amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Since the very first day of American experiment with democracy, this nation has functioned under a system of checks and balances that protect the Constitution and the rights of all people within our borders. Within that system, which has kept the people of this nation free for more than 200 years, it is emphatically the province and duty of judicial departments to say what the law is, as Chief Justice John Marshall put it in Marbury versus Madison. Put simply, the Constitution makes the Supreme Court the final word on the constitutional limits of government power, not the president. Nevertheless, the Trump administration has repeatedly engaged in activities that conflict with decisions and orders of the Supreme Court of the United States. For example, the Trump administration wrongfully deported a Maryland man despite an immigration judge having granted him withholding of removal. Trump's own lawyers said that the deportation was an accident, and the Supreme Court ordered that the Trump administration facilitate the man's release from the custody in El Salvador and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador. Nevertheless, the Trump administration has ignored the Supreme Court and done nothing. That poor man is still rotting in a jail in El Salvador, and his family is suffering, having lost a husband, father, and provider. Congress must not enable such lawlessness and fascist fanatism. If we do not stop it now, there will be no democratically elected Congress to stop it later. My amendment would prohibit any of the DHS funds under this reconciliation from being used by the Trump administration to engage in activity that conflicts with the opinion or orders of the Supreme Court. If Congress cannot stand up for the Constitution and laws of the United States, then every person in this country is at risk of being Trump's next target. It is our duty to uphold the oath we took and stand against petty wannabe fascists. The least we can do is stop funding unconstitutional activities that conflict with opinions and orders of the Supreme Court. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Would anyone else wish to speak on the amendment?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I would draw my point of order.
Point of order is withdrawn, and Mr. Ranking Member, you're recognized.
Again, this is another common sense amendment to reaffirm that the United States of America is a nation of laws. Common sense, it says when the Supreme Court makes a ruling, that's it. Nobody can come in and change it just because they don't like it. A lot of us have been to court on cases. Some we won, some we lost. We didn't try to impeach the judge because we didn't like it. But clearly, you can't ignore the edicts of the Supreme Court. So our plea as Democrats to the Republicans on the committee, follow what the Supreme Court says, point blank. That's it. If you don't like it, you can't ignore it because it's still the law. And I compliment the gentleman from Michigan for offering it, but it's also unfortunate that we have to offer something that should be understood by every law-abiding citizen, but it's not. I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Would anyone else wish to speak on the amendment? Hearing none. The question is now occurs on the amendment offered by Mr. Thanedar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it, and the amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute is not adopted.
Mr. Chair,
You're recognized.
on that, I ask for a recorded vote.
Recorded vote is requested pursuant to the committee rule. Further proceedings on this question are postponed. Are there any amendments to the amendment in the nature of the substitute?
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
The ranking member has an amendment at the desk.
Mr. Chairman, I seek to be recognized.
You're recognized.
I would like to reserve a point of order.
Point of order is reserved. Clerk will distribute the amendment.